The way you look at the businesses that survived and say, what did they do? It was the businesses that never stopped trying.
So, Billy, when did you notice the coronavirus was going to affect your business?
It's funny because I started following the coronavirus pretty early on. I was following it on Twitter because that's my go-to, like, if I want to get away from social media where people contact me. Like, no one contacts me on Twitter, so that's my only social media platform where I don't have to, like...
You're invisible there.
Yeah, I'm basically invisible. I don't have people, like, messaging me and asking me to comment on things like that. Not that I mind doing that, but it's just, like, the only social media platform where I can sort of escape. So I spent a lot of time on Twitter, and I was remembering in January, like, I was coming downstairs and speaking to my wife about it. I was like, oh, this is this new thing. It was, like, called the coronavirus, and it's getting pretty out of control. And then there was some videos, some pretty disturbing videos coming out of China and stuff like that. And I was like, this is getting pretty bad. And Ash was like, oh, I don't want to know about it. You know, it sounds horrible, I don't want to know about it. And I would come down and I'm reading all these, like, these people who specialize in viruses and whatnot, and I was like, oh, you know, I was getting pretty into it. But then I just thought it was pretty contained. I didn't think it would have that effect. And then, of course, it started going to, I think, Italy and Spain. Italy first, right? Italy was bad, and Iran was Italy, Iran, and Korea, I think, were like some of the first countries to get it. And I was like, okay, so it's starting to spread a little bit, but still, I had no idea that it would have the effects of what's happening now, right? And then it hit the US, and they started having all their restrictions. And during that week when it hit the US, we had the network, which is the mastermind week here. There was talk about Australia making some restrictions. And so with the mastermind group here, we changed, that weekend before the mastermind started, I changed the content for an entire day and a half to do coronavirus planning. And I sat in the room, and at the start of the coronavirus planning, I was saying, we have to plan for you to lose 50% of your business. So do a cash flow contingency plan for what it looks like with a 50% reduction in sales for your business. Because that's worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is there's going to be some restrictions placed by the government, there's going to be some shutdown measures in force, and you're going to lose 50% of your sales, and we need to plan for that. And that week we got a cash flow chart, and we spent hours and hours going through like cash flow with our top line. What if we look at what you've been making consistently for the last couple of weeks. If we halve it and then look at your expenses and make your expenses fit into your 50% reduction of sales. And if we do that, we should be okay, right? And I said at the time, I made this big bold statement in the week, like with the group, and I said, oh, I think that 30% of salons will close down because of this. They not close down, will shut down forever. I would expect that around about 30% of salons are going to close during this period for good, not temporarily, for good. And I remember like the reaction in the room, like 30%, you think it's gonna be that much? That 1.5 days ended up taking me over like 3 days because we got so into it, we were figuring out our marketing, our sales strategy, what we're gonna do with our staff, like contingencies, redundancies, cash flow, all these different things, and we were trying to figure it all out. And at the end of the week, I remember it was the Friday, and everyone was super pumped because we thought we got ahead of the curve. And on the Sunday was the day where Scott Morrison made the announcements we're going to shut down businesses. And I remember my coach Chrissy getting on the phone to me straight away going, Billy, it's happening. Holy shit, they're shutting down salons, they're shutting down businesses. And so it was all happening. I think on that Monday morning after the network, when I spoke to Chrissy, I was like, okay, this is legitimately serious now. Of course, there's two different thoughts I had. One was for my clients. How are they going to get through this? And then the second train of thought is, what's going to happen with my staff? What's going to happen with my own business? And that was early on in the morning I spoke to Chrissy. That morning I knew that I had to lay some people off. Otherwise my business wasn't going to survive. And so it was it was a pretty hard decision to say, okay, well, we've got a group of, I think it was like 16, 17 people, and we had to remove 4 of them. So that was hard, and that day I remember just going on social media and seeing so many posts on social media saying I've just been sacked, just lost my job. My husband and I both lost our jobs. So it was that Monday. It was that Monday that it all happened, and I was like, this is going to change everything. So,
and a lot of people lost their job that day.
A lot of people. And then the next day, and then the next day, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how accurate the numbers are going to be, but in the US, I was reading a report that said that in the Great Depression, the unemployment, I think, got up to 28% at the US in 1928, I think it was. Brandon's filming this, so he might want to fact check. Maybe put a text overlay with accurate numbers, but I think it was 28% in 1928, or 24%, something like that. Anyway, I'm sure it's 28%. Anyway, the projections last week was that unemployment in the US is going to approach 34%.
Wow.
Which is more than 1/3 of the population unemployed.
Yeah, 1 in every 3 don't have a job.
just staggering.
Yeah. Well,
I think that the Australian government has navigated this pretty well, to be honest with you. My personal opinion, my gut feeling is with the JobKeeper program, the Job Seeker program, the stimulus packages they put in place, I think they've navigated it pretty well up to this point. And I think that the economy is still going to take 6 to 12 months to recover, but I think it could have been a hell of a lot worse given the amount of unemployment that we've seen. So in our own business, we had to pivot, right? We had to re-strategize.
what have you done in your business to adjust for the changes?
As you know firsthand, like at the time, we were selling so many of the crisis packs, right? So
Our business was doing okay.
it was doing very, very well. And so it used to be like 80% of our business was coaching, 20% was marketing. And then in the first 2 months of the year, the first 2 months of the year, they got flipped on its head. It was like 80% was coming from marketing, especially specifically through the crisis packs, and then 20% was coming through coaching. But it was like, well, we may lose our coaching business if everybody packs it in. If everybody sees coaching as a luxury, which it definitely isn't, but if everybody sees coaching as a luxury now, say, okay, I'm going to lose 20% of the business. All right, well, we can sustain with the crisis packs. But what we subsequently found out is that if businesses are shut down, which they were becoming more and more now, it's like Wednesday, Thursday, businesses were definitely shut down, and people were on lockdown, how could they utilize the services in this business? If so, we can't put Facebook ads on. If we can't put Facebook ads on, then how are they going to do the crisis pack? How are they going to service clients who buy the package? Not only were we going to potentially lose 20% of the business, but potentially we're going to lose 80% of the business as well, which obviously 80 to 20 is, we could potentially lose 100% of the business. So we had to re-strategize, and so one of the things we did was we obviously had like 2 team meetings, and I said to Ali the other day in my office, she's like, you're having a lot of meetings at the moment. I said, yeah, because at this point in time, you have to over-communicate. You have to over-communicate with your team, because if you're not over-communicating, then people are going to be asking questions themselves turns to questions of each other, which turns to stress, anxiety, worry, overwhelm, and then it just creates this chaos, right? Like I found that it was important to communicate more than what is normal, certainly. And I think between not the two of us, but between the team, we came up with some really, really good ideas. So the first one was we wanted to do a sales training day. So we did the sales training day. So I think we've come up with 6 or 7 strategies, right? So we did the sales training day. We did the online portal, which was a free program. We did $200 gift cards. Yeah, we moved to other industries, so we looked at coffee shops and things like that for marketing. The generic online portal. Recently we've done a 6-week challenge. So, and the Facebook ads campaign for virtual consults. Right, so there's another one. So I don't know how many there were, but there's like maybe 6 to 8 different strategies that we introduced within a week of all of this stuff happening.
And we implemented them pretty quickly as well.
We implemented them very, very quickly, and some of them worked exceptionally well, and some of them didn't. And I think that is the message that we've been trying to push to different people in different industries, whoever's listening to our message right now, the lives that we've been doing, the content we've been creating, everything we've been doing to give advice to people and to help them out in their own business. It's like, what's the most important thing right now? Well, the most important thing is just to try, right? And that's what we've done. We don't have all the answers, because we've been sitting here, putting together different strategies and saying, will it work? Well, nobody knows. We had a conversation yesterday about marketing, like, will it work?
We're also trying it.
But we don't know that stuff's going to work most of the time. But that is marketing though, isn't it? Like, it's just you're guessing based on your experience and information you've got.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Nobody's ever been in a pandemic like this before where it's had a complete global shutdown. Nobody knows what's going to work. But one of the things that we have done particularly well is we've tried different ideas. We've talked about it, so we've over-communicated with our team first. We talked about it as a team, got everybody's input. The thing that we have done exceptionally well is just try. Regardless of potentially losing 20% of revenue in coaching, regardless of losing 80% of revenue in marketing, regardless of doing all of those things and that fear of we're going to lose our staff, we're going to lose our clients, all that sort of stuff, we all sat down, we all came together, we all just mapped out ideas, and then we all went away and just acted on it, we executed. And I think that's actually going to be the thing that keeps us not just in a safe position, but actually positions ourselves as in a really strong place once the economy bounces back. Because we're now going to have all these ideas that we've tried, tested, developed, refined, polished, made work, and now as a business we're able to keep our client engagement, we're able to keep revenue strong, we're able to develop new programs that benefit clients and give them value. We're able to keep goodwill with our clients by giving them a solution during some pretty hard times. And I think that this is going to be the thing that that we look back on and go, what was the thing that we look back on and go, that helped us? It was that we tried. That we didn't sit down, rest, and just wait for things to happen. We actually made things happen. And that's the advice I've been trying to tell everybody. It's like, if you're a salon owner, or you're a coffee shop, or you're a restaurant, or you're whatever the business is right now, you either have two choices right now. You sit there and you say, this is shit, this is messed up, the economy's screwed, like how long is this gonna go for, I don't know what to do. Or you sit down, you find a group of people, you sit down, you think about some ideas, and whether or not you 100% know that idea is gonna work, you take that gamble. And you just keep walking down different roads, you keep driving down different roads, and some will be a dead end and no through road, and you'll have to turn around and come back, and some will lead you to success. Yeah, but don't ever stop. The way you look at the businesses that survived and say, what did they do? It was the businesses that never stopped trying. So you will look at every single business that's still open at the end of this pandemic, or this economic recession, whatever you want to call it. If you look at the businesses that are still standing, you can look at those businesses standing there and say, these are the businesses that didn't stop trying, because they won't. And the businesses that aren't surviving, the businesses that go under, will be the businesses whose the business owner, particularly the leader of the business, has waved the white flag. They surrendered and just went, I don't know what to do. My business is a service industry, so I don't know what to do. My business is a service industry. My business is a coaching industry, which is a luxury for a lot of people. It's like, can I buy stock? Can I pay wages? Can I pay rent? Can I do all these different things in the business? And if I can pay all of that and I've still got some profit, then I'll get coaching. So my business is essentially a luxury, right? A lot of people see marketing as a luxury. It shouldn't be, it should be a priority, but a lot of people see marketing as a luxury. So the two elements of my business that people would say, yeah, that needs to go and that needs to go, I can't market because I don't have clients, people can't use my business, and I can't do coaching because I can't afford it. I don't have a business, right? But that never stopped us. We just pivoted, we re-strategized, we remodeled, we did everything we possibly could to get the business going, and I think we're in a good position now. We've kept the majority of our team. Everyone's happy, everyone's still super motivated, we're doing really well, and it's because we didn't stop trying, and I think that that's the message everybody needs to have. It's like, there are ways, there are solutions, you just need to sit down and take the time to think about it. If you can't come up with it, then find a team of people who sit around you and come up with it together. Some will work, some won't. But if you keep trying, you will find a way.